Hey guys, missing time. So, missing time, if you've been into ufology, if you've been into researching this phenomena for a long time, I'm sure you've come across the term of missing time. So, I'm not the first person to talk about periods in my life where I've suddenly reappeared in a new location and I don't know what's happened, and then recalled images of being on ships with extraterrestrial beings. It's very common. So there's many stories of people driving their car along the road, and next thing they know, they're pulled up on the side of the road, and like 4 hours have disappeared, and they're like, "What has happened? I'm not going to tell anyone about this. This is really strange." Except for those people that are like really brave, and they start to recall their contact experiences with the ETs, often in hypnotic regression. Sometimes they remember them consciously. So So missing time is something that's very common to the extraterrestrial contact experience. It seems that when we have like physical contact experiences and when we go on board the extraterrestrial ships, we don't remember it for whatever reason. So what I understand is that some of the ETs have the ability to kind of erase our memory so that we don't remember it. And some of the ETs do this because they don't want us to remember it, and they just want to like extract our DNA and our semen and our genetic material to produce a hybrid species. Other species don't want us to remember because they understand that it would be too disruptive to our daily lives, because the contact experiences, it tends to generally occur in another dimension of reality, and that dimension of reality is so different from human existence that it can be very difficult to integrate into our waking lives. Like, it's a state of like ecstatic bliss and unity consciousness, to put it into words as best as I can, where we understand that we are part of creation, and then you come back to earth and like it's kind of like relatively depressing, or extremely depressing compared to these high states of consciousness. And often people just kind of like screw this, screw earth. I'm done with this reality, this is ridiculous. And and then they realize that they're struggling to survive because they've quit their job and stuff like this, and they really struggle to integrate it into their life. So I think part of the reason like the higher dimensional love light beings like erase our memories is so that we begin to remember it at the rate we're comfortable with, to begin to remember it in meditation, begin to get visions, begin to remember it bit by bit in hypnotic regression if we're interested in doing that. I think part of it also is that it's just so different and so higher dimensional that like, I don't know, I don't know if they always like erase our memories, or if it's just partly because it's so different and so vastly different to our waking state that we can't really, I don't know, like somehow our subconscious mind, like, you know how when we have trauma experiences, like psychologists will tell you that when you have trauma, you compartmentalize the experience. Like, often people that have experienced horrific things in their childhood, they literally don't know they've happened. They don't know they've happened at all until they get older, and they start to get start to realize they're mentally unstable or whatever, and then they start doing like therapy and start to remember flashes of some horrific incident as a child. It's because it's a defense system that our mental structure, our mind body structure has to when we're not ready to face something. If it would disrupt our consciousness and make us unable to function in reality, our consciousness, our psyche, has the ability to kind of suppress it down into our unconscious mind and make us forget about it until a time in the future where we're ready to deal with it. It's like a defense mechanism to stop us from like failing in reality and and being and this is what I understand trauma to be. And so I do wonder if it's something similar is going on, that it's like so different and so like incomprehensible to our physical mind that we somehow compartmentalize it and like shut it off. Because I remember after one of my first contacts and that first contact and awakening experience in 2009, I kind of like forgot about it. And like I remember I was at work one day working as a gardener, and it was like Friday afternoon. I guess frequency was starting to rise again on Friday afternoon, so I was becoming on a more of a vibrational level where I was able to remember it. And I was just kind of, holy crap, that insane thing happened to me like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I completely forgotten about it. How could I forget about that? Like this earth-changing, life-changing like experience happened, and I just kind of forgotten about it and gone back to my normal reality. It's very strange how our psyche works, very strange how our consciousness works. So watch out for periods of missing time. Watch out for like like, yeah, if you have literally missing time, like it literally is that sometimes, like people will notice like they've just lost 3 hours and they don't know what's happened. And then days later they start seeing glimpses of like visions of like being on an extraterrestrial spaceship with beings with large heads with big black eyes peering over them and stuff like this. So just be aware. And from what I understand, like people that are like really into this thing and really want to have contact, and contact is a part of our path, like if this is you, it's likely you've actually already had physical contact but you don't remember it. As I understand it, this is very common. That if you've really been into this path of extraterrestrial contact and you've really been following like my teachings and teachings of, you know, people like Bashar, Dr. Stephen Greer, and you've really been wanting to have physical contact, you've been making a lot of effort to have physical contact, and it really resonates with you, and it's like your highest excitement, it's like part of your passion, and you feel it's part of your purpose and your calling. You've probably already had physical contact, but you don't remember it. You have this missing time experience, but you're completely unaware you've had it. So look to like visions, kind of like memories, like dreams even. Often we remember them in dreams. Often we'll have dreams about having contact, and it's not actually just a dream. You're actually remembering really having contact in the dream. Look to like, you know, could even perhaps, if you feel ready and you feel you want to look into this, do some hypnotic regression and see if you feel there might be a time when you feel like something happened but you're not sure. You can meditate on it, do some hypnotic regression. But you guys, it's quite likely you have already had physical contact, but you've got like this missing time thing. You've somehow erased it, or the ETs have erased it from your mind, to be remembered at the right time, to be continued.